Hey there, family. What's happening? How you doing? Okay, welcome to the live. I actually have an agenda for this live. I wrote it down. Okay, we're gonna talk energy harvesting, how to turn a negative into a positive. Okay, so that's what this live is going to be about. I am going to use some cards. I brought the regular tarot out today. I used to use this all the time, but it's like I have so many decks, you know, you just like switch up. But I'm kind of excited to use the, right there on the heartbreak. Transmuting energy harvesting, okay? Energy harvesting. So I'm going to start by telling you a story of what's, going on in my life right now. And so take heed and advice, okay? So I got this ex. We were together for about 3 months, right before I moved to Atlanta. And, he was a jackass the whole time. But see, I'm like used to jackasses or whatever. So like, that don't scare me. You know what I mean? Like I always be feeling like, I'm always a beast or a beauty to some beast. You know what I'm saying? I'm always feeling like that or whatever. I don't recommend nobody going. You got to really be, first of all, spiritually protected, know yourself, love yourself, and just wise. Okay. So I don't suggest anybody mess with these type of men at all. Anyways, and perhaps I was just naive at the time as well. I just wasn't as strong in my masculine energy because I was super in my feminine energy. And so anyways, I met this guy and I liked him because like the first of all, I'm live filming. We're at Lake Merritt in Oakland, and for all my Oakland fam, you know what's up. We was out there all pandemic. We basically set up like an African street market type situation, a black street market. What's up, Damaris? Thank you for being here. And everybody had like their different booths. So anyways, this guy that I never seen before, he goes, "Hey, you trying to save the world with me?" Now, that turned me on. I was like, save the world? Absolutely. So anyways, we exchanged information, time passed, and we ended up spending a lot of time together. But ultimately, he had basically abusive tendencies. Like, I'm almost kind of ashamed to speak on what I tolerated, but he did a whole it started like in sex. Okay. Cause we're going to talk about the energy harvesting and how they harvest your energy. So during sex, he would slap my face and choke me and be, aggressive. And like during sex, you're not saying, no, don't do me like that. You know what I'm saying? But when it's just sex or whatever. But then I realized that he was kind of like grooming me to accept that on a regular basis. Right. And so I'm very wise. And this man in particular, like, he wasn't big ballin', okay? I was driving him around, okay? So, I was just happy to have like a little buddy, I was just happy to have a companion at the time. But by no means was I in a position where I thought like he had something that I just couldn't live without, right? I was just trying to share my energy, I was trying to get a positive energy exchange popping off, you give me love, I give you love. And in some ways, that happened, whatever. What's up, Michelle? Thank you for coming on. I'm telling my story and we're going to get to the point, okay? And I remember, he was becoming more and more aggressive with me. And this was only a 3-month stand. And so I said to him, like, first of all, you can't talk to me like that. Second of all, like, what is wrong with you? Like, don't put your hands on me like that. Like, no. And he literally, his response to me being like, I don't want you to treat me this way was, yes, you do. And I was like, oh, this is a true narcissist. And so I was like, what? And so now that I'm like kind of removed from the situation, this happened in 2021. We're going to fast forward to 2023 in a second. And when I got removed, every time I would be with him and I felt like I was under a spell. Okay. So sisters and brothers, y'all got to watch out. We're in the age of Aquarius. Everybody's learning about spirituality. Like, and even if they're not into like spiritual practices so much, like, manipulation and like gossip, slander, or like just mind fucking, like that is a form of witchcraft, okay? And so like when we would have sex, okay, he would like say things to me that like he was implanting that into me, okay? So just be aware that whoever you're gonna have sex with, you want it to be like to somebody who cares about you, somebody who cares about your overall well-being. This is why you don't want to just have casual sex, because that is how you can either lose energy or gain energy through the experience. And the only time it's really positive is if you're like exchanging energy and everybody feels good leaving the table. So anyways, I feel like that's kind of how he would put a spell over me, because I would feel really cloudy brain, like very confused almost, when I was in his presence. But then I knew that it was like some type of spell work, because when I would go home, I wouldn't feel that way. Like when I would be in his presence, I felt super like attached to him, like, oh my God, I love this person. And then like I'd go home and be like, hell no, I'm not putting up with that shit at all. So, but then I would also, another thing is that I would, when we would talk on the phone, I would just feel like so connected to him. Like I'm telling you, this man had my mind. This is before I moved to Atlanta. My mind was like going crazy, because I was like, I didn't even want to leave. I didn't even want to leave to Atlanta. I was like, but there was nothing to stay for, you know. He wasn't offering me anything that was really fulfilling, and I could tell that like really he needed help. Like he needed my energy, and not just my energy, but he needed my freaking resources. Okay, he was very much the type of man, and this is another reason why I knew that he wasn't the guy for me, is because he was the type of man who wanted a woman to like take care of him. And I'm sorry, but I am actively waiting for a king to come scoop me up and tell me to sit down. So I'm definitely not into any man who is like, what can I get from you? Do this for me. You know, I'm gonna give you some dick and then you're gonna pay my bills. Like, never. Okay. So anyways, he had the wrong idea about me anyways. I don't know. Because he even used to try to like talk about my weight and stuff. And he used to criticize me all the time. Okay. So I'm showing you, I'm giving you this example because we're going to break it down. It's like, this is how people energy harvest off of you. Okay. And so anyways, there was a dramatic event that happened at the lake, like on Father's Day, 2021. There was a shooting and a stampede of 5,000 people at the lake. And I was just straight up traumatized. And like, I just felt like he was not concerned about me, even though I had literally like ran for my life multiple times. And like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just felt like it was already like coming to an end between us. Okay. But, that was the last straw for me. So I blocked him. And 2 months later, I was in Atlanta. Okay. And I've talked to him like a couple of times through over the 2 years, but I always stayed back because like I said, like he's a user and I knew that, right? So I fast forward to this weekend that just passed, or last week or sometime. He hits me up in the middle of the night, like, Rim, you know, I'm like, hey, you know, cause I'm bored, you know, so I'm like, what's up? How you doing? And, you know, he tells me he's gonna be in Atlanta, and I'm like, okay, cool, you know, and come to find out, he planning on to be there that next Tuesday. I'm like, okay, but I'm like, cool, I'll spend a couple days with you. Let's have a good time, okay? As soon as I get with him, right? As soon as he gets me alone, okay? I of course we're gonna have sex, right? But he kind of took me by surprise by like his level of aggression, you know, like immediately he had his hands around my throat. I was like, you don't even know me like that, bro. Like, what's going on? And you know, in a way it kind of felt like we were picking up right where we like had left off or whatever. So I'm just like, whatever. I feel like I'm in control of the situation. But like, then like I said, picking up where we left off, then he starts, this is within 24 hours. Then he starts freaking criticizing me. Okay. I'm like, I picked you up. Okay. Yeah, you bought me lunch, but you ain't did nothing. You ain't got nothing going on that make me be like, oh my God, let me submit to this bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just kind of being observant, and I'm hoping that we can just kind of have a good time or whatever. And by the end of that night, we ended up actually having a really great time, because when we're together, like my energy and his energy, we're both like amazingly good looking people. We both have Leo moon, and you know how narcissists are very charming, okay? And so like we ended up having like a good time and like meeting hella people in one day, okay? Now to me, we're just meeting all these people. I don't know, maybe he already had contact with some of these folks. But and by the end of the day, like I basically see him like trying to like pick up on other women, and I was just like, oh, I'm not having that, okay? And so I called him out, like when we went home or back to the Airbnb, I was like, yeah, you made me feel kind of jealous the way you were behaving, you know? And then he starts gaslighting me, okay? And it was confusing at first, because I'm like, I'm not even like tripping, going crazy, none of that. But I'm trying to see, like, how much do you care about me? But what I see is that what he's trying to do, he kept, oh, you're acting like a 16-year-old. I'm like, because I'm calling you out on something I see? You know, he's like, just like basically gaslighting me to try to make me feel like, oh, I'm crazy. Oh, I'm the problem. Oh, what makes you, you know, like, we're not together. He even went there like that. He was like, we're not together. Okay. And I'm like, nah, nigga, we are together when we're together. Okay. You invited me to spend time with you. Like, what? And then you start trying to act like you don't even want me there. Okay, so that's really what the point is. So that's where I wanted to get to the point. Because I'm a high vibing individual. Anybody who gets to spend time with me, first of all, I'm very healing just to be around. I'm very positive. I'm very like, whatever it is, like we're gonna make it a good thing. It's gonna be a good time. Like, and I know that about myself. I know that just to be around me is going to increase your abundance. And I think that just based on the day that we had, like how a lot of people were drawn to us, we spent an entire day outside, like meeting new people. I don't know. I feel like that was just very evident, and, you know, and that's my natural energy. Okay. And so, so just paying attention, microaggressions, you guys. Okay. Because I'm telling you, I'm a butterfly, I'm a sweetheart, I come to love, and I'm completely open to you, right? And then here you are nitpicking me, trying to find something wrong with me, okay? Trying to hurt my feelings in subtle ways. That is how people energy harvest, because had I been more immature in my spirituality, I would be like, what's wrong with me? Maybe I shouldn't have done that. Maybe I did. Maybe I shouldn't have said something. Maybe I did. When they get you in that energy, they're sucking you. They're getting it out of you. Okay? When they're hurting your feelings and you're having a reaction, because people who gaslight you, they want to see you have a reaction. Okay? You said you came here to see what your week's going to be like. Well, I'm speaking on what's going on as far as the spiritual warfare we got going on, okay? And how to handle it. So this may be something that comes up in your life, you know, whether it's with a partner, friends, coworkers. When you see people, when you know that you come with a genuine heart, okay, then you need to stand on that, know that. And when people mistreat you and you know that you came with a genuine heart, okay, you need to know that your energy is being harvested. Some people are conscious of it, and some people aren't necessarily conscious of it, but that doesn't make them any less of a vampire. Okay. Like I'm still married. Okay. But we haven't been a couple since 2019. And, I allowed him to come here and move to Atlanta with me, but he's been abusive the whole time. Like, he's very spiritually, verbally abusive. He's a drunk. And, it's funny because like people at work would never say that. Oh my God, people on the outside of the house, oh, they love him. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Classic narcissism. You know, even when we were in a relationship, I used to be really hurt at the fact that when we were outside, oh, he'd be so good to me. He was so perfect. And it's like, as soon as he got home, here comes like the criticism and, you know, and the abuse. I don't give a fuck if he never put his hands on me. Like, you're abusing somebody if you're trying to hurt their feelings, if you want to make them upset. Like, he would literally see me happy after he came home from work or whatever. I was a stay-at-home mom at the time, and it would just trigger him. You know what I'm saying? Like, And he wouldn't be satisfied until like I was in a tizzy. And then as soon as I'm in a tizzy, oh, let's make this better. It's like they like to break you down to try to build you back up. And that is a strategy. Okay, that's what this video is about. That is a strategy. Okay? And so be aware. Okay? Be aware that that is happening to you, okay, and know where to draw the line. And to be honest with you, with these particular people, especially men, or especially in a romantic situation, because women can be dangerous too. Yeah, nobody sees the inside of people, they just see the outside until they spend a little more time. They do reveal themselves, but these narcissists it's very covert. Okay, it's very covert. And so if you're not aware of like, the microaggressions, then you can be subject to the bullshit. Okay, you can be subject to the bullshit, like first and the grooming. Okay, so be aware of the grooming. All right, so this particular man, the ex, not the ex-husband, but the ex-boyfriend or whatever, he's very much a warlock. Okay, my ex-husband, he's like an energy vampire. Okay, so you got to know, a warlock to me is more like somebody who's really doing it intentionally and knows exactly why they're doing it and how to do it. So what I was going to say is be careful in trying to argue with them. And even in calling them out, like you can stand your ground and say, this behavior is unacceptable to me. You got to just be willing to walk away from that though. Sitting there arguing with them, it's just more energy being harvested from you. It's just going to cause you more confusion. It's just going to cause you more like questioning of yourself. And that's what they want you to do. Like narcissists want you to feel like you're the crazy one. Oh, you're just unhinged. Oh, you're unhealed. Oh, you have problems. When really, like, they're fucking acting super psycho. Okay, like, within the 24-hour reunion I had with the ex-boyfriend, he said some weird ass shit to me. Because I was, like I said, we were aligned. Like, and I feel like spiritually, because I had asked God, like, and I'm speaking the truth right now. I just spread the deck on the, split the deck on the Ace of Swords. Okay, and the King of Cups right here. So I'm telling the truth right now. I felt like we were very much aligned. Like, he has a certain level of social status. It's different from mine, but it's pretty equal. I got my level of social status. Okay. And we both look good, you know what I'm saying? We're both intelligent, we're both spiritually inclined, maybe not the same, but very much aligned, right? So anyways, I respect that. I respect that I'm not at the top of my game, but for some reason he couldn't see himself that way, okay? For some reason he couldn't see himself that way, and he kept trying to he even tried to tear down what I do for a living, and not even for a living, for a passion, for a lifestyle, okay? As far as my spiritual beliefs, how I like to read cards. I don't read cards at home really, but this is just how I like to communicate and tell my lessons. And he was trying to tear me down and basically trying to keep me beneath him, and so I found that quite strange for someone who, I didn't reach out to him and be like, hey, I really just miss you, because I was like, I already know about you. I was just trying to see if he was going to show me something different, okay? And so anyways, he spent the entire time trying to get me underneath his foot, okay? Man. I'm too nice sometimes. I need to learn how to walk away a little bit faster, because this motherfucker got more from me than he deserved at all, okay? And so, be willing to walk away as soon as you see it. I posted something about damn, every time I ask for respect, it's a problem. And then one of my friends was like, you should never have to respect it. Grown people know what they're doing. If they have no problem with treating you bad, that's the answer right there. And it's period. Okay. So it's so essential to walk away from situations like that. When you see people are disrespecting you, it's not a time for you to start proving yourself, because that's how they're harvesting your energy. Now you're working for them, you know, and they could be seriously benefiting. You know, now you're showing up as soon as they call. Now you got some money for them. You know, now you're doing extra work. Now you're going out your way. Okay. Because you're trying to prove to them, like, I'm worthy of your love, when they never intended to love you anyways. They don't even love themselves. They don't even know what that is. Okay. Especially not in a real way, an unconditional way. Okay. So it is just basically, you must get away from people like that as soon as you recognize it, so that they can't keep taking advantage of you. Okay. So I'm pretty proud of myself that even though it was supposed to be like, you know, throughout the weekend or whatever, I pulled out within 24 hours. I wanted to leave in the middle of the night. I literally was telling him, like, while he was trying to gaslight me, I was like, well, he's like, you need to take responsibility for your own emotions. And I'm like, I just seen you tell this chick that you're finna call her. Okay. You know, and then and you're planning on going home and sleeping with me. Okay. So what? And, so like, that ain't what? I can have a problem with that. Like, you got me fucked up, right? And so I said to him, I was like, well, based on how you are making me feel, I should leave right now. I don't want to. I'm trying to work it out. You know, and it's like, when you start being too smart with a motherfucker, they don't like that shit. That's why I'm saying be careful, because these type of people are very delusional. So they might feel like that's an attack, like you telling them no. Like right now, he's seeking revenge. A lot of what I've been posting this past couple of days is so that the people he's sending to watch me and give me evil eye, I am like, watch yourself, because first of all, I'm heavily spiritually protected. Anything you do to me, don't get caught into this trap. This motherfucker going down on his own, okay? Don't get involved. That's what I'm basically saying to any new people who want to come and see who Remedy Williams is. You gonna see who Remedy Williams is, okay? And you should just back the fuck up, because if you try to come for me, I may not even know, because my spirit team is gonna take your ass down, okay? But Michelle says, I would have left his ass right there. And it's like, I should have, you know, but I was just kind of like, this is somebody that I knew, something that I care about. Like, I think that you're a great person. I think you have great qualities. Stop being so crazy with me. Okay. So anyways, I continued the night, and I was trying to hold on. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I wanted to see. Okay. So I'm warning you guys. Okay. Be more like Michelle. Okay. Warning you guys is that it doesn't get any better. Okay. And my spirit team was like, bitch, get the fuck out. My spirit team wouldn't let me. My spirit was like, no, like, bitch, why are you putting up with this? We don't put up with this. You know what I'm saying? So I dropped his ass off, and when he decided to go on his day trip with the other women, basically. Okay, he didn't say that, but I knew that's what was up. And I just went home, and then, like, he even asked to have an Amazon. I wish I never gave him my fucking address, okay? I kind of knew it was a setup when he was asking. He was like, can I have this Amazon delivered to you? I was like, okay, you know, and freaking, he thought that I was gonna come bring it to him. Hell no. I was like, who was more important to me or more important to you, just come pick the shit up. Just come pick the shit up. Okay. And then he goes, and this is how I know, like, he's a true narcissist, and that it was always like some sort of setup or plan or plot. Like, I really don't know how deep it goes, and spirit be protecting me for my own good, you know, but, you know, no, like, once you see somebody only give as much as you're receiving. You know what I'm saying? Only give as much as you are receiving, man. And that is how you can protect yourself from being literally harvested on. Because if I had let it hurt my feelings anymore, it could have drained me to the point where I don't know what kind of content to create. Oh my God, I don't know if he freaking maybe I'm not as good as I think I am. Maybe I got to start over. Because he was trying to tell me, oh, you need a mentor, But like me personally, I've been through the mentoring process. Like, no, I'm not in that lane. What I need is to work I need to work. I need to be consistent. I need to get up. I need to make the video, create the post, you know, because my dream in life is to be a content creator. Like, I am an artiste. I'm a camera artiste. Okay. And so, you know what I'm saying? And so it's like, but he was trying to take that away from me, like it wasn't good enough. And it's like, this is within 24 hours of being back in this motherfucker's energy field, okay? Or allowing him back into mine, because his energy field is obviously very small since he needs mine, right? Okay, so just be aware. This is happening a lot. It can happen in any situation. I feel like this whole narcissism thing is coming up because it's facts. You know, whether somebody's truly mentally ill, like somebody who's truly narcissistic diagnosed wise is extremely delusional. Okay. And I'm seeing people who are delusional, because every time I call out a narcissist, they want revenge. You know what I'm saying? Now I gotta die. Why I gotta die? Just because he acted like he don't want me, right? And I said, okay. So now I'm a bad person? I walked away calmly. I even dropped you off to where you needed to be next. And I left. And I didn't say, oh, don't come get your package. You can't come around here. I didn't do none of that. I said, just come get it. Whatever you want. Fine. But I'm not about to do shit else for you. You know what I'm saying? Since you feel like it's okay to mistreat me. And it's like, when somebody's truly narcissistic or really in a delusion or mentally ill in some way, like, then they get angry with you for having boundaries. Like, and so that's why it's so important to have boundaries and stick to them. Thank you, God. Like, I feel like the message is really channeling in now. Like, it's so important to have your boundaries already in place. It's so important to already have your your, what do they call that? Your non-negotiables. Like, you need to know your non-negotiables, and then don't go negotiating with yourself. You know, like, here's the line. And if he crosses the line, I go home. Or, you know, I pull back. And then you don't wait and see, like, is he going to fix it? No. You're like, you cross the line, I got to go. You know, and that, as much as it may hurt some of my friends out there who are nice and sweet and loving and want to help people, and especially if you're empathic, it's kind of like, you know where it's coming from. You know it's coming from a hurt place. So it's like you want to see if you can heal them. And don't cast your pearls to swine. Don't cast your pearl to swine. Like, I'm telling you, Spirit is telling me, for all my niceys who don't want to give up on people, okay, you got 3 pearls to cast, okay? You passed 3 pearls, now you're starting to create karma for yourself. So if something happened to you because you done casted more than 3 pearls to a motherfucker, okay, now your spirit guides is gonna pull you by your ponytail and get you the fuck out of there if they love you enough. Or if you're not even like that spiritually inclined, your ass gonna get going down, okay? You're gonna go down in the situation. You're gonna get karma. You're gonna be energy harvested on, okay? And so don't give these motherfuckers too much opportunity to do you wrong, okay? And I'm being nice enough, and it's because I'm super empathic and I know people need healing and they need to see that unconditional love, but you gotta be you got to be strong in your own power, okay? You got to be strong in your own power to try to take on these demons, okay? Because they will take over you, all right? Imagine me trying to prove myself to somebody who doesn't even have a home, to be real. Woo, woo. But I got my own house and car, though. But you're trying to tell me that you're doing better than me. So they be delusional. Oh, that's the one thing I wanted to say where I was like, oh, this nigga's too far gone. You know, he's too far gone, because this motherfucker said, we were talking about like power, and I like to refer to myself as a queen and how I'm building like an empire, right? And this motherfucker gonna say, oh, I have power over people. Spiritually speaking, I know that that is against spiritual law. That doesn't even make spiritual sense. Okay, it's not in spiritual alignment. We don't rule. He used the word rule over people. He's like, back whenever, if he make a phone call, niggas come outside with their wife and kids to have a meeting. I'm like, and I was explaining to him, people do that, either they respect you or they fear you. but it's all personal choice. You're not ruling over shit. They either respect you or they fear you. And that could be based on truth or some form of manipulation. Okay? But to say that you are a puppet master to a motherfucker, I mean, I'm looking at you stupid as fuck, because I just know that it just don't work like that. It just doesn't. You know, so that's how I knew that nigga was in a delusion, okay? And that it was time to, you know, slowly back away, okay? And like I said, when you're dealing with somebody in a delusion, just be wise in how you disconnect, because they could definitely go insane. So, is there any more? Oh, I got the cards right here. I feel like, is there something else that we need to know in regards to energy harvesting? I do want to talk about transmuting the energy. So, bam, that's going to be my next thing. Maybe I should tell it before I lose it. So, transmuting the energy. Okay. So, I could have went home like, man, that didn't even work out. Everybody always trying to hurt me. Never works out for me. Always, you know, I didn't get picked. I wasn't the special girl. You know what I'm saying? I could have went home and had that type of energy, and it could have fucked me up, you know, just in my own endeavors, you know, just throwing me off of my game, not feeling good about myself, you know, having to spend time like rebuilding. Nah, let me tell you how I do it. Now, I'm a camera girl. I already told you that. And I just love that we live in these days that we live in. You pick your favorite motherfucking reel, okay, that says, fuck niggas, right? And then you do a little dance. Bam, I feel a little better. Put a little quote on there like, niggas wish they could. Whatever you want to say, whatever is going to make you feel better. So like if you're a content creator and you're trying and you want to transmute some negative energy, talk about it. Talk about it. Because not only are you releasing it, it's going to help you have clarity. And instead of it being something that's festering, if you're creating content, this is building your platform. Okay? So I'm sure there's other ways other than social media, but that's why I'm just breaking it down to talking about it. Talk about it, write about it, sing about it. You know, that's a beautiful way. You get your heart broken, make a heartbreak song. You never know, that could be your smash hit. You know, and regardless, it could be something that lifts you up. Okay? So that's how you turn a negative into a positive. Like, I got like a few personal things I'm going through, but I'm like, let me get through over the hill before I just share it publicly. But yeah, that's basically what you do, is that sharing your story is so healing, you know? And that is how you can take that stored up pain that you may have and you create something with it, you know? So like I said, just speaking on it, writing about it, you know, however your choice of media, painting about it, okay, is how you can transmute that energy. Okay, so I'm just gonna pull a few tarot. Just because I feel like it. Holy Spirit, thank you so much for being with us. The devil and the, whoa, this sounds like a movie. The devil and the high priestess. The devil and the high priestess. Don't that sound like a motherfucking movie title? Like, that's exactly what I experienced. Like, he wanted to chain me to him. Okay? He wanted to chain me to him. Okay? Thank God that I am more balanced than that. Okay? That I recognize I'm not being given to equally. Well, I'm not giving shit else. And then for the energy that I did give, I'm transmuting it. Okay? Calling it back to myself. Calling your energy back to yourself. Yeah. Happiness. Is this the 10 of Cups? Yeah. That's how you transmute that shit with the high priestess still there. These cards feel really... I feel like my shuffling is off. Sometimes I feel like the energy is just... I don't know. Sometimes it's more flowy. This feels more like... The devil and the high priestess. I need to write that shit down. It might be my movie title. Or book or something. The devil and the High Priestess. I tell you, I'm always trying to love on some devil, man. Y'all pray for me. Y'all pray for me. Because there do be some nice guys that come around and I'll just be like, if you're not breathing fire, I don't want it. Damn it. Okay. The High Priestess and Justice, okay? Mm-hmm. My bad, you guys. Like, my third eye literally drains when I channel. So, when it starts melting, it goes down all in my throat. Okay, Spirit, thank you so much. What do we need to know? Oh, the Magician. You got to be an alchemist out here. Okay? Understand that your magic is just for you. Okay? The most you can do for somebody else is like protection magic. Okay? But anything else is completely unethical. Okay? But this is, look, you need to know how to transmute energy. You need to know that people are going to, like, first of all, know that people may be coming at you like this to take from you energetically, okay, whether they're aware of it or not, and you need to be ready to do the same, okay, not to take from them, but whatever it is that you are receiving, okay, whether it's negative or positive, you can create with that. You are the creator of your own reality, okay? Don't let people manifest on top of your manifestations, okay? And even exchange means that if you need some extra water and a little bit of fire, I got you in exchange for some great ideas, which would be sword energy, and some cash. That's a great exchange between a man and a woman, a divine feminine and a divine masculine. A little water and fire, passion and love, right? In exchange for money or something tangible, and intellect. That's a beautiful exchange right there. So it doesn't have to be water for water, pentacle for pentacle. No. Because both you guys will have all four elements. Okay? You'll have what you need in the four elements and you can manifest. Like, I had a conversation with him and I was starting to speak and I was like, it seems like you're trying to take my energy and go give it outside. Okay? Like, I don't appreciate that. He's like, that's how it's supposed to work. And I was just like thrown off by him and his blatant disrespect, and I didn't get a chance to say like, no, how it works is I give to you, you give to me. Once our cups are full, we can manifest. Okay? Once we're both feeling good about ourselves, then you know, like the fire, the water, the swords, you know, or the air or whatever, the fire, the water, the air, and the earth, okay? Say that's balanced from both partners, then from there, you guys can manifest. Y'all can manifest something big together, or you guys can each manifest your own little thing. You know, I was hoping that just in the energy exchange that we had, that I'd be feeling good and filled up, and I can go and take care of the things I need. He'll be feeling good and grow up, and he can take care of the things he needs. He said he was going to come see me once a month. I was like, that's cool. That's perfect. I don't need nobody up my ass. I don't, like, for real. I have too much work to do, you know? But he failed. Like, he ruined that because he wanted more. He wanted to receive without giving, or give as team it, you know? And it's like, that is mental illness. That's mental illness. Okay? To think that you rule over people and you could just do that. Fuck you. Okay? That's why you're in this position that you're in. Anybody who's trying to do that. And I'm speaking to him directly because if nothing else, he gonna watch this. Fire, Knight of Wands, okay? Okay, this is like passion. This is sexual energy. Okay, so definitely be careful with who you exchange with sexually, because that is a great way to be harvested on. It's a great way to receive or to lose energy. The Knight of Wands is, this Knight of Wands is very like teenager. It's very young. It's very in and out, and it's unstable. Okay, so be aware of people like this. Okay, if you can't handle that. Like I said, I didn't mind you coming through once a month, and I honestly don't give a damn what you're doing when you're not with me. You're just not finna disrespect me in my fucking face, okay? And so, I don't know, I didn't ask a question, so I don't know exactly what they're trying to tell me. Passion is something that you can definitely manifest through. I guess passion is something that is often harvested. That's that energy, okay? That's that energy. People be needing like, that drive, okay? What are you trying to tell us, Spirit? What are you trying to... There's way too many cards. I just want to look at them and see if they like make something. It do kind of tell a little bit of a story, you know, because you be aware of you being in this stable energy. Okay, or you expecting this stable energy. And this doesn't have to be just in romantic partnerships, but like it could just be your family home. This could be your workplace. You expect that, hey, I did my job and you're gonna show me love and respect in return, right? This is very stable, this Four of Wands. It's also about the root chakra. Okay, and then in the disappointments, right? Because this is celebrations in reverse. This is also like third-party situations, like when somebody is like, oh, yeah, we're a partnership. And then they bring somebody else, okay? This is another way of energy harvesting. You see how he's stealing, and he's happy about it. He took from these people, and that's the exact intention, okay? King of Swords, hell yeah. Okay, this is to me. Okay, this is the boundaries, because I was gonna be like, and he meant that shit, but no, this is the boundaries. Okay, so when you have boundaries, people, they can only cross boundaries that you allow them to. Okay, so you may need to have even strong. I mean, for me, I'm about to go and reevaluate them, just because I decided to be like kind of lenient, you know, in who can have access to me. And, you know, ultimately it led to disappointment, right? And so now I'm kind of like, okay, like, you got to prove yourself before I allow myself to be alone with you, or to like, you know, especially engaging sexually, but like even before that, you know, these days people are actually dangerous. Okay. So you want to make sure that like you, what I was gonna say, like, you know, getting that consistency from people, building that trust, you know, before you consider them a friend, right? Because it's like the pain, when you don't give a fuck about somebody, it's not so painful. And that's why I was able to kind of pull out and, you know, transmute the energy quickly and kind of move on, right? It's because I wasn't overly invested. Like, my thing is, if I would say to him, it's like, bro, you didn't put enough work in for me to care. Like, if we'd had a wonderful trip and then next trip he started like doing that, I'd be more invested, because I'm like, well, what happened? Like, right? But I'm just not that damn invested. Like, I was in this energy. I was like, huh? You know what I'm saying? I'm watching you. You know what I'm saying? And so that's why before you get all emotionally invested in something, welcome to the live, Courtney. Before you get all invested in something, right? That is why you're gonna keep your non-negotiables, having your strong boundaries. I'll say the way that you protect yourself also is by always having your own. Okay? We are at a time where everybody has an equal opportunity to get rich or be poor. Okay? And whatever is in the middle. Okay? That's where I'm at, somewhere. Somewhere in the middle. Closer to the poor side. And so this is why we don't date broke men, okay? And you men also, you don't have to date broke women either, because everybody has an equal opportunity to get it together, okay? Nobody should be dating anyone unless they have 100% of their own. It doesn't mean they have extra for you, okay? That's a different level. But to be able to, especially if you're a mom with kids, listen, honey, the first thing you need to do is make enough money for you and your kids, or else you're going to be putting yourself in a position where you don't have your power. You can't make you can't hold these boundaries because you need help. So now you're going to be in a position where you're like, maybe I need to prove myself. Maybe I should do this. Maybe I should do that. Make myself vulnerable like this, accept this that I don't like. That only happens when you're financially unstable, okay? Because when you got your money together, that's why, I was looking for some companionship, but when I realized that companionship was not happening, I wasn't desperate like, well, I need him in my life, so maybe he can help me pay these bills. No, I already have that handled, okay? And that's it. And that's why, with my my marriage, that I will be so excited to be out of when it's finally over, okay? That's already a codependent situation. Like that was a bad idea, okay? Because part of the reason why, even though he was homeless and I didn't want to see him be depressed, because I didn't feel like he could come back from something like that. Like he'll really just be a crazy out on the street. I didn't want that for my kids, and my kids really wanted him to come or whatever. But part of it was my own fear of moving across the country. I didn't have no freaking plan. I got 4 kids. I knew I had a place, but I didn't really know like how I was gonna make money or anything. So it felt safe for me to hey, I'm live. Can you find the pool key? The pool key? Can you find that for me? Okay. Don't start, Pondo. So that's how I, kind of got stuck in this situation. So red flag, okay? I thought I needed some support, and yes, and he loves to throw that in my face, like, you couldn't have made it out here without me. And it's like, I don't believe that. I really don't. Like, I believe that, like, of course, you're a grown-ass man and these are your kids, okay? So, yeah, you're going half on these bills. Like, why the fuck would I pay everything when you're here, okay? But truthfully, a way would have been made. I know what it cost, so I would have made a way out of what I was working with. And so I just advise you, because that is a way what I notice about my partners or any men that are in my energetic field, like Anthony is like, he drinks and he's cool in the daytime. Like if he wakes up and goes to work in the morning, he can basically like go under the radar. People won't know. But anytime he has a job where he has to be in the evening, he ends up getting fired because he can't control himself, okay? During the, while he's in his waking hours, and then he eventually starts going to drunk work, okay? Going to work drunker and drunker until eventually, I don't know how many times he's really been called out, because he doesn't come back and tell me like, I got fired for drinking, you know what I'm saying? But like, sometimes they'll just be like, yeah, well, we don't need your services anymore, you know what I'm saying? And, I said that to say, not just to call him out, there was a point. I think I was just trying to make the point that that's what I was going to say. So he's gotten fired several times over the 2 years that we've been here. He's had multiple jobs. And I feel like the reason why he keeps coming back is because he's in my energetic field. The Most High is not going to fucking let him be a leech off me, okay? So he's going to put his ass right back to work. And it seems like, and like, let me tell you, this particular man, my ex-husband, he freaking he loves to try to like hold, like, this man could have $5 extra than me, and he's holding that 5 over my head, okay? He's trying to use that shit against me. So he's a really shitty, like vampire or whatever. Like, to me, it's all delusion, okay? But like, because I'm like, it's laughable, but like, he really does have that that trigger. Like, he'll really be like, yeah, that's why I got $5 extra in you. Like, what? It all got to go on the bill. Like, what are you talking about? Okay. So be aware. I think the point of this conversation is having your boundaries up. I think that we're in some sort of a retrograde right now. I'm not sure if it's Mercury retrograde. Queen of Wands. Still looking good. Stand in your power. You got to be a King of Swords and a Queen of... This is a bad bitch right here. A bitch with boundaries and looking good and fiery and powerful and creative. That's a bad bitch. That's what they be talking about when they talk about bad bitches. Because bad bitches have boundaries. Bad bitches have boundaries. That's about to be it. That's going to be my next post. Bad bitches have boundaries. You know? And I'm sharing my story with you because, first of all, I'm not ashamed of anything I go through. Okay? I go through to grow through. And I did grow through this. It's reminding me that I'm a bad bitch and I got to have my boundaries up, you know? So if it takes longer for me to be, and it's not like this person was a soulmate to me. So don't get caught up in soulmates and think everything's going to be all good, because a lot of time they could be karmic soulmates, okay? It could be a divine contract that goes karmic, okay? Based on decisions that you guys both make, okay? And I just really feel like as long as you have your boundaries in place, you're not going to be able to be harvested on for long anyways. You know when to cut it off so that you're not losing anything. It might be coming from your overflow. You may have gave away your overflow and then didn't receive anything back, but you're not going to let somebody fucking drain you, okay, and have you running and chasing behind them. King of Wands came out with the Ace of Swords. It's the freaking truth. And Judgment, okay? That's like basically like karma. People create their own karma based on the decisions and choices that they make. I feel like this King of Wands is choices, okay? As opposed to, isn't that funny? Decisions, all right? And this was my boundaries. Choices, okay? Ain't that different? I never really thought about that, okay? Because the choices has a lot to do with action, okay? Two of Pentacles. Yeah, choices. One or two. This left or right, yes or no. Based on what you're choosing to do. Look, it's wavy in the background. More of that energy of choices. You have options on how you're going to handle different things, and it's going to have different outcomes for you. Now is a good time to focus on achieving your own personal goals. That's why it's so important for you to stay focused on yourself, and then allow things, instead of chasing what you think you want, you attract what is naturally for you, what is naturally at your vibration. And that we're not always at our best vibration, okay? So if you're if you're in a healing place, you might attract somebody who also needs healing. And that doesn't even mean that you guys can't be a good couple, because if you guys are both striving for better, then you guys can help each other. But because you have your boundaries in place, right? Because you have your boundaries in place, then you'll know when it's time to say, you know what, you need to heal on your own, I'm gonna heal on mine, okay? So that is essential. I'm about to go ahead and end this. Communication is key, okay? Communication is key. Speak up for yourself, okay? Communicate with your partners, friend, whoever you're in a relationship with, to try to gain some understanding, because you don't want to just assume and make an ass of yourself, right? Because based on whatever you may be triggered by. So just be willing to communicate, and even to say, like, I don't like it when you treat me this way. And then based on that person's response, then you know what choice to make, okay? What action to take. And then surrender. The thing is that you can't live in fear either. I was asking the Most High, like, am I supposed, because this is an ex, so it's like, am I supposed to hang out with him? Like, is he cool? Is he better? Spirit was basically like, you can just go with the flow. You'll know what to do. It's basically what I received from Spirit, was like, you'll know what to do. And so this whole thing is not an invitation for you to completely go into hermit mode and pull out of life and be like, no, we can't be friends. No, because you have to, we need you in this world to affect change and to, you know, be a member of society. But, you know, you have to surrender to life. This is life. And this is how, having boundaries, okay, is a strong step in making sure that you're not taking advantage of, energetically or physically. Okay? So thank you so much for being here and listening to my story, especially if you made it to this part of the video. I really appreciate you going through it with me, and I would love to hear from you in the comments. Okay? So peace.